And so, like, I don't know. I feel like some amount of human oversight for that sort of thing. Or penalty would be nice. Because... How would I go with it? We want hematite. In Kickstarter, you kind of know that... Well, yeah, actually, that's an easy example. With Kickstarter, there's kind of that feeling of... This is a risk. I'm backing this game with the understanding that I might never see it. And honestly, it's frustrating. There's a bunch of games like that I've backed on Kickstarter that either kind of sucked. Like, I wasn't very happy with Moonlighter, and I regret kickstarting it, but, you know, whatever, it got made, and it was fun enough. How did this conversation get started? I think I was talking about Satisfactory, and then we've just kind of come down this line. But, like, with Kickstarter, you know that you're taking a risk there, and, you know, there's kind of that timed element to it. You know, the Kickstarter campaign only goes for 30 days. After that, it's removed from... Well, it's not removed from Kickstarter, but you can't pay any more money into it. And I think that's actually a really good system, because that means somebody can't stumble across a dead Kickstarter campaign, you know, 2 years from now, and then throw money at them thinking that they're buying into it. There's a couple that worked that way. But most of the time with games on Kickstarter... well, no, there's a couple of other sites that do that. I think Fig lets you do slacker backer stuff. But, you know, on Kickstarter, once it's funded or failed, nobody can put any more money in. With Steam, with a dead game, unless you, like, start trolling the reviews and stuff, there might not actually be a good indication on whether or not the game is dead. And so, yeah, you might just have people that are just like, oh man, Space-Based DF9 looks great! Only to realize, oh wait, no, this game is meaninglessly dead, and nobody's ever going to be able to... well, it's never going to develop any further than this. And again, I do realize that that's like stupid edge case, but still. Stupid edge cases are shockingly prevalent at this point, or depressingly prevalent at this point. And I wish they weren't. And it would be nice to have some level of oversight and, like, maybe not penalties necessarily, though that would be a good one to some degree. That developers that leave up a dead game should probably actually be forced to give a discount to anybody that buys any of their future products. Like, let's go back to Space DF9. Like, I feel like that needs to continue to be the albatross around Double Fine's neck, because, like, a lot of people bought into that game, and there's no way that anybody could, like, point to that and say, yeah, that was finished. They straight up abandoned it. And, like, I feel like it's maybe not fair that, you know, you should be able to get, like, your full refund back from them, because that could kill the studio. But you know, it doesn't seem unfair to say, like, hey, you know, you failed to actually, like, put out a game. Your next game, anybody that was a loyal customer for you before, you know, deserves some kind of kickback. And a lot of developers might actually do that. What's a good example? Yeah, DF9 had potential. DF9 looked great. I've actually got a game in my to-do list that actually looks a lot like DF9 that also has a lot of potential that might be good. But, like, a lot of developers kind of will do this. How many of you guys remember the Yogscast game, where they tried to make a game and then it failed miserably, repeatedly-ish? And so they ended up where we're just like, hey, this other game is great and is exactly what we were looking for. Like, I don't really remember the full story on that one, admittedly, because it was kind of weird. But Yeah, so effectively, for those of you that don't know, they had like a Kickstarter for like making effectively a Minecraft-ish clone. And then I think the developers that they'd paid to make the game embezzled all the money. And so they kind of worked it out that they just get a bunch of free copies of this other game to give to their Kickstarter people instead. Which, like, I realize that's a shitty situation, but that is, like, the most classy way of, like, trying to make up for a giant snafu like that. I'd also support penalties for AAA studios releasing functionally broken games. With the caveat that if they fix it, then no penalties should be done, generally. Like, I'm still mad at WB for Arkham Knight being a giant mess when it came out, but they fixed it, so it's not so bad. But if a game is made and is still broken months later, or years later, yeah, the AAA gaming company absolutely should have some level of penalty on Steam, just because, like, you shouldn't... Like, apart from people being less likely to buy their game, like, they used Steam to screw people. And, like, I get why Steam doesn't want to do such things, and I don't even know if they've ever even considered this sort of thing. For me, actually, the ones that piss me off the most are the games that come out paid and then almost immediately go free to play. And sometimes they don't adequately compensate their player base. What was the game that did that well? Oh, shit. There's a developer. Is it Rise to Runes or something? The developer of... it's a Dwarf Fortress / like RimWorld-like, who... This isn't even close to what I'm talking about. I just remember this little tidbit. But effectively, the guy had a Patreon. And a bunch of people funded the development for his games over the years. Until, like, it more or less just kicked off really well. And so recently, he actually has been refunding all of the money to everybody that was ever one of his Patreons, because his game took off that well, which I think is ridiculous, and I'd probably get mad if a developer gave me my money back for, like, their Kickstarter. Let's see. But I don't know. Like, that's absolutely the opposite spectrum of, like, super class act in terms of, like, how to keep your customers around. I like a lot of indie developers because they do kind of nice things. Let's see. Elder Scrolls Online did something like that. Didn't they give, like, a bunch of free currency out? They didn't refund everybody that paid into it. I want to say? Maybe? Okay, so we've got the nanocarbon. I think... Okay, so we need lithium. Now, this might be overkill. Probably is. Okay, so we need 2 more. I don't know. I get kind of mad about these things. I guess I get extra... Okay, they only gave 2,000 crowns. Admittedly, though, you bought into it and got to play it for a long time before it went free to play. I'm kind of mad at Epic Games because, like, I paid a decent amount into Fortnite to play the PvE version, then they come out with a free-to-play Battle Royale mode. And more or less are just like, yeah, we're abandoning the version you spent a buttload of money on. And I'm like, you suck a little. I will never play Fortnite again at the very least. Even if the platform itself is actually doing nice things and they're bribing me back. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just get kind of mad about the whole, like, especially the incomplete games or, like, failed Kickstarters or stuff. Because kind of as a branch of the press, I feel like I'm taking advantage of people. You know, I effectively sell dreams and promises of cool games that might or might not exist. You know, so there's a reason why I generally don't touch Kickstarters, for example, because generally, unless it's a game that I really truly believe in, I think currently there's a game called Chained Echoes on Kickstarter that I'm really jazzed about, and I hope it's as good as it looks. But you know, whenever a developer... Oh, Re-Legends. Yeah, that's another one, which, like, needs a lot more development. If it released on Steam as it currently is, I'd be really mad. And, like... I don't want to promote a game that, you know, is so broken that, like, it might never be finished. I don't want to promote a game that is vaporware. And so I always hate it when I cover, like, an early access game that actually looks really good. And then it never goes anywhere. You know, it dies. And a bunch of people pick it up because of me. And like, I don't want to get people hyped for a game that... Yeah, like, imagine if I had been on the ground floor for DF9. And I've been like, man, this game looks great. I can't wait to play more. And then it just peters out like that. Like, I am legitimately afraid that I'm going to be one of those YouTubers that gets on the ground floor for a big game. I guess an easy-ish example... Wait, why am I unpacking this? I'm a dumbass. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be packing these onto the ship. We're leaving soon. Yeah, so Broken Like Fallout 76. Yeah, I will admit I did cover Fallout 76 when it came out. And I stopped when I realized that, like, you know, I might not have problems with it, necessarily, but there's enough problems with it that people are going to be upset. Admittedly, some amount of that is me just being the entertainment mercenary that I am, and realizing that once people are mad enough at a game, it's not worth my time. It's part of the reason why I haven't loaded up Anthem yet. Even though I actually would legitimately like to play through Anthem, I know enough people are mad at Anthem that it's probably better that I just kind of hold off. Let's put some tungsten on here at the very least. Let's see, games that did early access right, RimWorld and Subnautica. There's tons that have done it right. Anything that Clay has ever made did early access incredibly well. There's bunches. Okay, so we want to make some more hydrazine. Like, I still want to like Fallout 76 and Anthem and whatnot. I realize that, like, they're not going to do super well, or as well as like people are hyping them up to be, but like, I don't know, it might be still kind of fun. I still want to go back and finish Destiny 1 and then 2, and time is a pain. I don't have enough time for anything. We should probably get the infinite battery glitch going a little bit longer. Huh. My batteries aren't charging anymore. I like Factorio, if that early access was good. Yeah, there's a bunch of perpetual early access games that are actually legitimately, like, really good. And I will give them infinite amounts of credit for being amazing. Factorio, RimWorld, Prison Architect, anything from Clay, Don't Starve. Oxygen not included, that's their current one. They're all amazing games. And I will sing their praises forever. Even if I might not play them, I'll at least be like, man, these games are wonderful. And, like, do early access really well. Those I can get behind. I guess to go back to my thing about, like, a game should be, like, baseline playable and, like, good before it's actually allowed on Steam. When Oxygen Not Included first came out, it was kind of a mess, but it was a playable mess, and for the most part, like, even if they had stopped development, you know, kind of polished it up and then stopped development there, it would have been a compelling, if worse, experience, but it would have at least been, like, a middle-grade game that people would have enjoyed. And, you know, maybe with some mod polish, it'll actually be good. I'm pushing it a little bit, but, you know. And obviously, they have drastically improved the game since. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Then we get Scrap Mechanic in the slow updates. Yeah, at least Scrap Mechanic has decent updates, and the mod scene for it was actually pretty active. Admittedly, I've completely dropped off of Scrap Mechanic. It feels like those developers have made, like, a really neat game, and have no idea how to actually deal with it. Because they didn't predict that level of success, and are just like, okay, let's just go. Let's just work at the same pace that we're working before, and we'll finish it. And the fan base is like, give us survival now. I don't know. Maybe I'll get back to it at some point. Unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe if Stumped wants to do like a group session or something. Because I think at this point, me going back to it would just feel unsatisfying. Let's see, are we good? Okay, so that's that. We needed titanium. I am just endlessly... Was it titanium? Or is it tungsten? We need tungsten, not titanium. I think? No, we need titanium. So that's graphene, which we have. Oh, we need the graphene. So we need graphite. Let's get the titanium first. Let's see. On a more excited, happy note, who else is hyped as hell for Silksong? Dude, Team Cherry needs to hire some more people or something, because I can't imagine... Their workload must be insane. I really love Team Cherry. I want them to make some other games that aren't just Hollow Knight. Even though Hollow Knight's amazing, like I want Team Cherry to be I want Team Cherry to be what, let's see, what Supergiant is. You know, effectively one of those studios that are reliably putting out, like, insane, crazy games. Actually, yeah, that's interesting. So, after Bastion, I was like, I really want more Bastion. And I hope they make, like, a sequel or follow-up or something like that. And then they changed genres a little bit. It was still pretty action RPG-y. But, like, you know, Transistor and Bastion were still fairly distinct in different games. Silksong is probably going to be pretty close to Hollow Knight in gameplay, and it's interesting that effectively two of the best indie studios I've ever seen are going in completely different directions, where one's just like, we're going to make whatever we want, and the other one's going to be like, we know our formula, and we're just going to make it amazing. Has Supergiant put out any other games? They've put out Bastion, they've put out Transistor, they put out Pyre, and now the most recently working on Hades, which actually had an update fairly recently that added Bacchus, which I'm kind of excited for. Unfortunately, I just haven't had the time to sit down and do it. I'm going to grab a splitter. I have no idea what they do, but it's being suggested that I get one. We'll do that. But yeah, Supergiant makes tons of stuff. It's just, they don't quite have the same level of critical acclaim that Bastion did. Transistor, I think, probably has one of the best soundtracks in the game I've ever heard. Pyre was great. Pyre was the best visual novel I've ever played. And also sports game I've ever played. And Hades, if balanced better, will be one of the best roguelikes I will ever play. Bacchus, not Dionysus. They're the same guy. I usually just always call him Bacchus. It might be Dionysus. It's whatever the Greek version is. I don't think I'm gonna try and beat this tonight. We'll see. Okay, Dionysus is the Greek version. Alright, well, that's it then. Okay, so we're looking for... not steel, titanium alloy. We don't have any nitrogen. Yeah, we do. Let's see. The game good. Are you talking about Astroneer? Astroneer is pretty good. It has problems, but most of them have to do with just the fact of, like, base repetition and stuff. But as far as, like, a basic, like, chore game, I put Astroneer on the exact same level as Stardew Valley and My Time at Portia. Fun, but repetitive. I forgot to put out Axiom Verge today, didn't I? Damn. I knew I forgot something. I'll go put it out after this. Super late episode of the game. Don't worry about it. Nope. Back down you go. So what am I low on? It looks like I need a little bit more steel. Let's see. One Astroneer is worth playing alone. It's actually better playing alone, to be totally honest. The problem with... is this thing? Separates or combines 2 bits of power flow. Weird. I don't know if I'll be using that. Like, it's amazing when played with a friend. It just doesn't function as well. I think if you have one other friend, it's going to be really fun. After a certain point, though, you're going to need a really beefy rig, though. I do not have such a beefy rig, apparently. Might have also just been because I was streaming. Streaming puts some serious forks in quality. Because, like, that actually chews down, like, a lot of the performance. Okay, so we want hematite. And then when everybody else is streaming too, yeah, it was just... Okay, so this will get us the steel. Do we have carbon? Okay, we've got 2 carbon. That should be enough. We need more lithium. And then this will get me the last of the RTGs. Speaking of, let's start packaging these things up. And then we should probably go to a different planet. I just really wanted to try, making, like, this ridiculous superpower setup for the next 2 planets. So we have next to no setup. And it was kind of a nice zen time. Just being here. Chatting. Doing nothing. Okay. Yeah, damn it. Snap it. Okay. Probably get my videos up before I go anywhere tomorrow. Because I get the feeling I'm not actually going to be able to queue up anything if we're unpacking the house. That could be a bit of a pain. Did you know ain't is a proper contraction? It was used by the upper class until 1800, when peasants started using it too. After this, the rich spread the idea. It's only used by yokels and the uneducated. Huh. That's neat. I'm going to keep using that. I wonder if you tried using the hydrazine rocket yet. Nope. I haven't bothered because the regular rocket is fine because it barely go anywhere. If I was going back and forth a bunch, I think it would be worth it, but I'd never go anywhere. That's zinc. One of the titanium. Let's take that tungsten. One of these a titanium alloy? We could make it. We might as well use it for this section. Just scrap that. But yeah, I just teleport from planet to planet. It's cheaper. I'm assuming I have to have some hydrazine on hand. Okay. We can make 2 RTGs at the very least. I think that'll be enough. I really don't need more than this. More than this is going to get silly, because this was by far, I think, the hardest plant to power. Oh. This is actually going to leave me with, like, 8 RTGs? Because I've still got that one. I think I've still got 1 or 2 down on the car. Yeah. Okay, so at this point we have an egregious amount of RTGs that we straight up don't need. That's fine by me. So next order of business, we should probably figure out what I need for a drill. Let's also go raid the car. I'm not going to bring the car with, because I don't need it that much. Wee. Hello. Oh, no. I guess I only have 1 down here. Oh, that's fine. Oop-a-doo. Up I go. Very slowly. So what's an RTG? An RTG is an infinite power source. I don't actually know what RTG stands for, but... I'm gonna keep using it. Something generator. Wander finally made a rover. Yeah, I drove it down a hole, and then I left it there immediately because it was unsatisfying. We're gonna make a proper rover in a bit, but I haven't bothered because... reasons. Okay. Do we have any more titanium lying around? No, it doesn't look like it. Well, half that iron I can just reuse. Let's just grab the graphite. Let's make some packagers. Okay, so we don't need as much ceramic. We've got some zinc. We do have a little bit of titanium hanging out there. I don't need all the aluminum. Copper might be kind of handy. I'm just going to kind of load this up. Mostly just package things. Because as long as I've got, like, some spares lying around, I should be able to just package up what I don't need. And be totally fine. Okay. That's titanium alloy. Oh, wait, no. We need the titanium alloy. Nanocarbon requires steel. Oh, did we not? Guess we never actually made this deal. Yeah, we did. Oh, god damn it. See, if you were forced into a game that you played, or you're stuck there till 100% completion, which game would you choose? You do get to respawn in the game. But if you die, and you stay in the game and never age, you will get better at, like, levels and have no cap. I mean, honestly, like, if I'm gonna get stuck in a game, I'd probably just prefer to get stuck in the game perpetually with those conditions. Kind of, like, roll with it. I don't know. Problem is, no game is deep enough to really, like, hold your attention forever. Now, Game World wouldn't be so bad. Like, if I could be in... What would be a really fun universe to be stuck in perpetually? I mean, being able to respawn in, like, KOTOR and stuff would be nuts. That'd be fun. I feel like the Star Wars universe would probably be a fun place to be stuck in perpetually. Shell's not so happy about it. But, like, if I could just respawn, man, the canon would change. Let's see, City of Heroes or WoW. WoW would be interesting, yeah. It would depend somewhat. I don't think I'd be super happy being a, I don't think I'd be particularly happy being a, one of the undead. But, like, it'd be pretty zen experience being, like, a true immortal whatever person wandering around, like, you know, Azeroth forever. I'm trying to think of other... See, I prefer like sci-fantasy universes where there is magic and other stuff, because then, like, you kind of have the potential to do, like, a whole bunch of wild nonsense. Let's see. Get that last RTG here. Let me see. So what do we do next? We have a bit of steel. What do I need for that drill? Can I make a drill 3? Titanium alloy. Okay, so we are going to need the titanium alloy. And diamond. Okay. I'm trying to be a little bit more stingy here. Okay, so to get titanium alloy, we need graphene. Oh. Well, we do have that last piece of graphene just sitting around here. I think. No, we used it up. Balls? No, there it is. Let's see. So... Oh, it was a diamond as well, wasn't it? Diamond is 2 graphene. Okay, so we're gonna need to go get some graphite. Probably send the ship off again. Okay. Graphite is good. Invisibattery is going. There we go. Okay. So, we can at the very least make the titanium alloy. Assuming you're done? Yeah. And then we gotta make the graphene. Multiple bits of graphene. Ugh. But still, this will get us 1 drill. What do I need for the other drill? Probably just another diamond. Yeah. Okay. This is time-consuming. That said, having drill mod 3 will be kind of nice. So graphene requires graphite and hydrazine. Hydrazine requires ammonium. I forgot about the ammonium part. This is... Man, this is extremely time-consuming with infinite resources. I mean, admittedly, I still have to go through the resource chains. If I could just give myself a diamond, this would go a lot faster. But, like, cripes, how long does this take to beat without infinite scrap glitch? I don't think I want to play that game. Okay, even that ammonium. Alright, well I can shuffle this off over here. Technically I could get another RTG, but at this point I don't think I need it. Let's see, what else do we do? Now, just get those 2 diamonds. And that way we'll have... Admittedly... Okay, let me look up the cores for Astroneer. Because what I'd like to do is effectively just know exactly what research. Okay, full requirement list for all planets. Perfect. I'm just going to look up the requirements for the remaining 2 planets so we can absolutely finish it off tonight. Because effectively what I'm going to want to do is plonk down a medium rover, immediately just fly off with it. Or not fly off with it, immediately power the nearest gate, and then, power the nearest gate, and then plonk a rover down and just go straight down. Okay, so I need 4 of this. So we actually need all of the ammonium I've got on hand. Oof. That will leave me a little bit of graphite. We should probably conjure a little bit more. Because I'm going to want to be able to package up, like, parts of my base here. Because I'm not going to need the chem lab on most of these other planets. Okay, so we need graphene. Yeah, pretty much the only thing I'd need here, actually, to stick around would straight up just be the atmosphere condenser. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to need that, honestly. Because realistically, I'm trying to grab everything that I could possibly need for, like, high-end resources right now. Yeah, we might actually be able to just kind of plonk it down and beat this game in, like, 20 minutes after this point. Oh. Let's see. Should be fine. Okay, cool. Diamonds don't require a gas. Need RTGs, rovers, drills, resources. Have plenty of packages to repack the rovers. I mean, some of these things I'll be able to get, you know, on site. This isn't going to be, like, the fastest experience because I'm going to have to make get a bunch of resin. I think that's it. Okay, so we got diamonds. We really could have made unique models for the for some of these things. Damn it. Okay, so we've got that down. Backpack is full. Oh. Or packaging. So I've still got an RTG in my inventory. I think I've still got like one more just sitting around out here. I straight up have 10 RTGs like I originally planned on. Damn. I actually was not expecting that. I could just leave one here, considering this planet kind of sucks. Yeah, I probably should. Okay, so what are we doing here? Packagers, right. I know what I need. I'm just gonna drop all the graphite on the ground. We need a little bit more ammonium, because I gotta make a bit of hydrazine. Let's see. You unpack the rover with the RTG, power gate from it, then plunge into the core, set up the resource, then rover package, move to the planet. My main problem is, well, yeah, I'm gonna fabricate some of that stuff while I'm there though. Okay, so we can package up the smelter. Package that up. Yeah, that is right. For a second, I thought I got rid of my, like, storage thing, and I got spooked. Okay, where's the hydrazine? Okay, so what else did we need to do? The drill strength 3 to bring along. That to bring along. Package that down. More of that. Medium printer. I can just hold on to those. Okay, do we have our hydrazine?